pretty damn good. An hour and 40 minutes with HDR on, that's a cinematic movie right there, guys. What's up, guys? So if you just bought the new Insta360 X5, or you're calculating numbers because you're thinking you're probably going to have to buy a new micro SD to capture 8K video, and you're wondering how much this is all going to cost you, don't worry, I got you guys covered in this video. And don't worry, because it's probably not as bad as you think. I've actually had a few days to play with the Insta360 X5, and isn't that far off, or isn't that much different than shooting 4K 60 on the DJI Pocket 3 in terms of file size. Now, if in fact you're planning to go out and get one, and you've been reading up online and you're wondering whether or not you should purchase a V30, a V60, a V90, or 128 gigabytes, 256 gigabytes, or a 512 gigabyte micro SD card, don't worry, I got you guys covered, and I'm going to show you guys. But first thing, I'm going to actually take you guys over to my laptop, and I'm going to read to you guys what Insta360 has to say about this. In fact, they say that to consistently achieve the best results with your X5, use UHS-1 micro SD cards with a V30 or above speed class. So in fact, using a V30 SD card is actually advised by Insta360. So you really don't have to worry about going out and buying a new V60 or V90 and breaking your bank account, because a V30 will do fine. And in fact, I've been doing a lot of recording over the past few days since I've gotten the X5, and I've been using a V30 and it's fine. Now I'm going to bring you onto the screen on my X5, and I'll show you how much recording time you can actually get with various different SD cards. So let's do it. So with the Insta360 X5, right now I've got a 256 gigabyte Lexar V30 micro SD card in here. And shooting at 8K 30 frames per second, you can get 325 minutes of runtime. So now if we change this actually to 5.7K at 30 frames per second, my camera will focus, you can see here that you're going to get almost double that, 5 hours and 13 minutes. And this is a 256 gigabyte micro SD card. So anything more than that, like a 512 or a 1 terabyte, is going to be like over 12 hours of runtime. 5 hours of runtime on a 256 gigabyte micro SD is more than enough. And we can switch over, and I can also show you guys what it's like with HDR on, 5.7K 60 frames per second. And on this one, you're going to get about 2 hours and 54 minutes. Now, if you want to shoot just single lens 4K 60, you're going to get 6 hours and 45 minutes of runtime on a 256 gigabyte micro SD. Now, if you're thinking, if your budget can't even afford a 256 gigabyte micro SD, don't worry, I got you guys covered, because we're going to put in 128 gigabyte micro SD right now, and I'm going to show you guys how much runtime you can get on that. So let me switch up my micro SD first. Okay, so I put in a 128 gigabyte Lexar V30, and at 4K 60, this is single frame, you're going to get 3 hours and 54 minutes of runtime. That's quite a bit, but we're obviously, it's an 8K camera, it's the Insta360, so you're gonna want to be shooting at higher resolution. We'll flip all the way to 8K 30 frames per second, and at 8K on the 128 gigabytes, you're getting 2 hours and 4 minutes of runtime. That's quite a bit. I think that's more than enough for a day's work. 2 hours and 4 minutes on 128 gigabytes is quite a bit. And if we switch over to 5.7K 30 frames per second, you're going to get 3 hours. And then if we turn HDR on 5.7 with the HDR on 60 frames per second, you're going to get an hour and 40 minutes of runtime with HDR. That's pretty damn good. An hour and 40 minutes with HDR on, that's a cinematic movie right there, guys. So that's more than enough with a 128 gigabyte micro SD. So if you're still wondering what micro SD card you should go out and buy for the Insta360 X5 shooting 8K, don't worry about it, because the V30 that you're probably using in all your other DJI products or GoPro products is gonna be fine. And 128 gigabytes, 140 minutes runtime at 5.7K 60 frames per second with HDR on is plenty. And if you move up to a 256 gigabytes, you can get up to 3 hours and 36 minutes shooting 8K 30. So that's plenty of time for a day's work. Anyways, I hope this video was helpful, you guys. If you enjoyed, make sure you smash that like button, subscribe, check out all my other videos, and catch you in the next one.